Hello and thank you all for watching. This is Manny Sunny Sun for an astrological report. We begin with Jupiter opposition Neptune happening between 2015 and 2016. Opposition Jupiter Virgo axis with Neptune Pisces. The disintegration of the recast. An initial opposition of Jupiter, Neptune, and Virgo in Pisces here is expected as early as the first week of September. As of September 7th, the orbit is around 3 degrees between the two stars and allows the opposition aspects comes into full force. Because of the direct Jupiter, it will reach the 23rd degree of the Virgo as early as December 2015, as the opposition aspect is only a preamble to the context of spring 2016. This exact opposition to September 17th at 6:57 Greenwich Mean Time. It is required to take its full dimension in astrological subsequent step. That it is to say that it is second sustained opposition is effective at the end of April, May, June of 2016. Despite its ephemeral nature, the opposition should show signs of a climate with Neptune opposite would be complete to raise this opposition between these two mutable signs, alluding to the key role of Saturn simultaneously, since the star is part of the opposition and it forms with it a T-square with Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune. The opposition here between Jupiter and Neptune will be established in the heat of the spring of 2016, and its characteristics, it deserves to linger by itself without including the particular of the dissonance of Saturn. Here, Jupiter, by standing in front of Jupiter, reflecting a current between the legalization of situations that need to change within the existing laws. Neptune will find fit into any standard. It is the symbol of life out of the system by desire or rejection by society. Neptune means all situations that do not meet or at all the codes established by the company. While staying in the trans-Saturnine aspect between Pisces since 2011, receiving the opposition of Jupiter, the appearance is a period that is ongoing. The change to effectiveness appears to be dubious. The global climate is on inappropriate situations, or because they are not yet regulated by legislations, or that they have become obsolete. In this opposition between these two planetary masters of Pisces, the sign that we're speaking by the principle of legitimacy of the wearer, or the illegitimate, they both oppose each other, but they also complete in terms of the geometrical opposition through their appearance. We need to read a duality between these principles already established by the company of Jupiter and the new provisions, which need to emerge under the force of a new era. With these two trans-Saturnine aspects, Uranus and Neptune regulates the great change of this world and its fields of existence available to the consciousness. Together, these three trans-Saturnine astrological analysis reflects the context in which men are changing and the image that will remain of an era. Somehow the trans-Saturnine reflects the times, the demands of an era addressed to a humanity endowed working for the collective memory. Here in this opposition, Neptune in dignity naturally takes precedence over Jupiter, which in Virgo in exile must adapt. There is then a reversal of some laws until then were appropriate at the time. Astrology does not dictate a context, it simply is a mirror. The presence of this opposition gives an idea of changes to be made to the company. Changes of legal order, administrative are underway under the views of astrological environment in which the opposition takes place. The new regulations seems to be the test. The opposition between these that forms between these two mutable signs, the principle of instability and change. The more of an aspect of 180 degrees brings into play, the two stars have a common characteristics of excessiveness. In other words, these changes are extended and the legislation changes are likely to affect several areas at once. Appointed by Jupiter in Virgo, the world work and the economy and employment growth, signing the axis associated with Jupiter and Neptune, it is transcribed in face-to-face. The two stars by its opposition to Jupiter, there is a change in the methods of the bylaws, new regulations emerge. But are adapted? That is the question that may arise under the new Saturn waning square instead of the opposition. The mutable, by definition, always means change and the inability to focus upon the same action. The mutability the signs have a certain adaptability and ability to question what is acquired. It invites us to move on. This Jupiter-Neptune opposition here expresses the unambiguous breakdown of climate or subsequent redesign. The notion of a dissolution to rebuild on new projects depicts an operation of mutable signs, change in shape, change of basis, ability to judge and juggle several things at once. The mutable sign is good for managing indeed. Alone more functions. The risk of dispersions and lack of organizations by poor situation assessments is a mutable characteristics. When activated by hard aspects, we see a conflict as in this case. So in mundane astrology, the singular opposition here, mutable, followed the steps towards an environment more unsuitable and announces changes in all directions just as necessary to fit with the present. The mutable modality expresses a transition from one state to another state, learning against the double square with Saturn. However, this opposition marks and reflects a lack of cohesion between the administrative services. Neptune in dignity emits here a fundamental signal. In this current era, Neptune unit is to its sign makes the star's most important transit now, just in dissonance with the Uranus-Pluto here. It is breathless. So the dignity in Pisces, the star coincides with the moment of history where it takes a place in deep consciousness, highlighted by the long stay of Neptune for almost 14 years in one sign in Pisces. The sign of symbolism resonates with humanity, again for many years, by bringing everything he has better as humans as worse. The 12th house, the water sign, disclaims any range of emotions. It is the inspirations and employs all forms of creativity. It ensures the birth of a new life. Patterns highlights a sense of sharing, brings back the qualities of kindness, humility, the source to humanity. So it follows by the global context here, lulled by the feelings of compassion, empathy, which is able to express in the collective circle. With here, Neptune in Pisces ascendants calls for universal reconciliation. He participated with a gradual ensure of frames installed to far from to redesign new contours at a later time. After the star's dignity in 2024 to 2025, but the presence of Neptune in Pisces obviously reflects its duality and also has its dark side, capable of driving the world towards the elusive and unclear situations. Neptune emphasizes at a time when the illegality of gangrene society and change in the code of the year after the year, the advance of trans-Saturnine aspects raises the awareness. And it also divides humanity. We are witnessing the emergence of a new universe here, and it is feeding time the ambitions but which coexist within the same world. So to exist in the form of conjunction in the map of the French Republic, the opposition aspects, Jupiter-Neptune, this exact reactivates the initial combination, making the French territory an area affected by this global astrological context, associated with the reactivation of the node mentioned above by the T-square. Installed by the Saturn, the ascendant converges to the French president, placing at the messy situations. Jupiter-Neptune opposition should bring grist the present scope of its administrative building site next spring 2016. So it promised to be an administrative mess with stops in mid-September of 2015. The astrological map of the French Republic is not only one with this Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, but there's also in Iraq in September 23rd, 1932, the Qatars, 1st of September to 1971, areas that are affected by the imminent reactivation of Jupiter-Neptune cycle beginning in September of 2015. The map of the Qatars has a Jupiter-Saturn opposition Neptune, who is also replays the structure with the Saturn from September of 2015. These three countries, France, Saudi Arabia, the Qatars, have structures that could be well permeated within the astrological context of school in 2015 and the first part of 2016. Well, guys, thank you all for watching. This has been an astrological prediction report happening between 2015 and 2016. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful week and rest of the year. If you have any questions where Jupiter-Neptune is located in your chart, please don't hesitate to send me a message with your date of birth information. I would definitely love a reply back. Thank you so much.